Sidney Crosby coming up clutch in another tournament for Canada, leading Team Canada, 1 goal, 4 assists. Thursday will be over 5,000 days since Canada and the U.S. met in the final of the best-on-best. Of course, that was a 2010 Olympic gold medal game. What a game that was. I was in the building. No big deal. Frankie.
I was in Sudbury.
Also a great place to be.
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes in, you got MacKinnon and McDavid on the score sheet. Safe to say this is the best they've looked so far in the tournament?
It was the best they executed, and a lot of that has to do with the lineup changes that John Cooper made. So you have to give him some credit for recognizing that it wasn't necessarily working, but putting Mark Stone and then putting Braden Point with Connor McDavid, that really worked. And then Sam Reinhart worked with Nathan MacKinnon. So it was a nice compliment for all of those players, and it was a nice answer back, and the big boys carried the weight for this team. And it's just a different game when these guys score early, and then you could almost not put it in cruise control, but feel like you're in control of the game. It doesn't stress the team as much, and these guys had a really nice performance, and it's nice to know that the offensive outburst was there. Now you have to go ahead and do it against the Americans.
This tournament has been so much fun. It also seems like a victory lap for Sidney Crosby, whether Team Canada wins or not. It's just like so much adulation.
And he deserves it.
Right? And the way he's playing, it's remarkable.
It's amazing because you'll look at the stats and you'll say Sidney Crosby's had a great tournament, which is true. But if you look at some of the plays that he made today, there's 2 in particular. One on the Nathan MacKinnon goal, where we talked about it. You have to get on this Finnish blue line because these are guys that have been put into this position because of injury. So he gets in hard on the forecheck, and that's a goal that puts this game out of reach. But not so fast. The game was getting close, which is crazy to even think about as they were up 4-0. But Sidney Crosby lays the big hit at center ice on Granlund. He's the one who puts out that fire. It felt like it was blazing in front of the Canada net. It was out of control. Sidney Crosby was the leader that stepped on the ice and said, it's not going to happen on my watch. That is 2 big plays by Sidney Crosby. But that one at the end really speaks volumes of how he can take control of a game and take command when his team needs him to.
I asked you if you were surprised to see Cale Makar because I guess I was a bit surprised just knowing that maybe he might save himself for the final on Thursday.
No guarantee you get there, though.
Well, and not only did he play, he had the most time on ice of any Canadian player. So
were you surprised?
I guess I was a little surprised at that, just in the sense of thought maybe he might work his way back in. How did he look to you?
There was no working his way back in. He looked great right from the drop of the puck, especially early on in the game, getting involved in the offensive zone. But the thing that you get now with Cale Makar is you get more of a transition game. You get a guy who can make a play under pressure in your own zone, not to mention all the stuff that you get added in the offensive zone, especially when someone like Connor McDavid is on the ice. So having this guy involved is such a difference maker because everyone can move the puck well to a certain degree. There's only one Cale Makar. Like, he is such a difference maker, and he's so unique in his game. And, now you look at it going into this game against the Americans, you have something that can help facilitate a transition game, a rush game, something that wasn't exactly there for you last time. Cale Makar can make that difference.
And then Jordan Binnington. It did get kind of close there at the end.
Yeah.
And, it's a little concerning, but at the end of the day, they're riding with this guy, right?
Yep.
Like he's
the guy.
committed
to him.
He's absolutely the guy on Thursday night. Do you fault Binnington for 1, 2 more of those goals at the end?
Okay, the Lindell goal is a sharp angle. It's posting in. But it's 4-1 at the time.
Right.
Like,
no big deal.
The game is still under control. You're telling me you can't let in a goal to make it 4-1? What happens after that is more concerning with the players around him, like not understanding that the Finns are going to throw a lot at you late in this game. You're going to be, in a 6-on-5 situation. I think the players in front of him didn't necessarily handle it well. And it's another game where Jordan Binnington makes a number of key saves throughout the course of the game. So, I don't fault Jordan Binnington for what happened in front of him. I think he plays another game where his team has a chance to win, and they win the game. Like, we shouldn't be talking about Binnington as being the one that loses the game or wins them the game. He's the goaltender, and he's played fine. Like, he let in 2 goals against the Americans. You'll sign up for 2 goals against the Americans.
Yep.
Today it's 1 goal that's a bad one, but it's the 4-1 goal. It should never have been 4-2, never should have been 4-3.